the Trump administration has revoked Harvard University's ability to enroll international students. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem ordered the move, which is part of an escalating battle between the Trump administration and America's oldest university. Around 6,800 foreign students are enrolled at Harvard, more than a quarter of the student body. University officials say the action is illegal. All right, well, for more on this, we're now joined by Nick Akerman. He's a lawyer and former assistant Watergate prosecutor and also was in Harvard. He joins us now from New York City. Great to have you on the show. So the Homeland Security Secretary says this action is being taken because Harvard has failed to adhere to the law. Harvard has called the move unlawful. What's your take?
There's no question. This is absolutely an outrageous move by the Trump administration. There is nothing unlawful that Harvard has done. In fact, what the administration is claiming is that Harvard is fostering anti-Semitism. And this is from Donald Trump, who actually had two of the biggest anti-Semites in the United States at his Mar-a-Lago estate for dinner last year, Nick Fuentes and Kane West. So this is nothing more than a pretext for the administration to try and take over how the university is operated. If you saw the letter that they initially sent to Harvard, aside from this whole issue of foreign students, they were looking to be able to decide who could be admitted to Harvard, who could be hired at Harvard. They wanted to have an ongoing audit of what was going on at Harvard. This is an effort to take over the academic freedom of Harvard University.
So what can Harvard do legally to stop this action from the Trump administration then?
Well, I think what they're going to do is go into court. They'll probably get a temporary restraining order and a preliminary injunction halting this order. In fact, just today on the West Coast, a federal district court judge, I believe in the Northern District of California, issued an order preventing the Trump administration from affecting the immigration or the status of any of the students in any of the colleges anywhere in the United States. So I'm not sure how much that applies to this particular situation with Harvard, but certainly you can expect in the next day or two that the university will be going before a federal district court judge in Boston.
Now, how might this change or impact Harvard and other institutions across the United States from working independently? Is the US government then overstepping?
They're overstepping big time. Nobody has ever done this before. This has never happened in the United States, that an administration has tried to take over the thought processes, the operations, and how a university operates itself. This is totally unprecedented. I don't think there's any way that any court is going to stand for this. And ultimately, I think the courts are going to come in and stop it from happening.
What you've mentioned there just now and what you were mentioning before about what's happening in California with regards to judges. So if we zoom out a bit, and we've seen judges in the US block major changes that the Trump administration promised to introduce. One example to add to the list being the dismantling of the education department. Can the US legal system cope with the amount of changes being introduced, or at least within the plans of the Trump administration's plans to be introduced? Can they actually deal with the amount?
They're clearly dealing with it. It's not easy in the sense that in order to go in to fight these different moves that the Trump administration is making, lawyers have to put together affidavits, statements by people under oath. They have to put together papers. That all takes time. And then they have to go in before a judge to try and get what is known as a temporary restraining order. And they've been doing that. And then after 10 days, they have to come in and actually put on proof for a preliminary injunction, which is a more permanent injunction that lasts throughout the tenure of the case. And in some cases, like with respect to law firms, one of them has already gotten summary judgment where there's a permanent injunction in place right now. So all of this takes time. The legal system doesn't work as quickly as the executive branch can work. but it's certainly doing one hell of a job at this point.
Nick, really great to have you on the show and to get your insights and expertise. Nick Akerman, a lawyer who's covered some very high-profile government investigations in the United States, joining us tonight from New York. Take care, Nick. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.